it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today with the October block of the month. I cannot believe that we are here with block 10. There are only 2 more to go. It's been so fun to sew these blocks and to see all of your versions. This week, or this month actually, we have an Ohio star for our center, and we've got a little low volume accent in that Ohio star. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll talk about all of the tips and tricks for this month. As I mentioned in the introduction, I do love an Ohio star block, and I love this one for our block center this month. There is a little bit of a difference. I used the tone on tone for the background, but in this background section, I used the low volume, and I feel like it just added just a little extra touch there. For my orange Ohio star that I used in my block, I actually also used 2 different prints. I've got the stripe and then I've got the paisley here. So 2 different oranges, but just a little bit more contrast. When I made my smaller block, I actually did use just this teal print for everything. I didn't switch up between the teal prints, but I did go ahead and use the same low volume print for that one. I'm just going to show you the pressing. I feel like this one looks so beautiful on the back. I did flip those seams for my quarter square triangles and pressed everything to the solid squares, and then I did press those rows open. One thing I want to let you know about the quarter square triangle construction unit. Actually, for a long time, I've been making my quarter square triangles where I first made 2 half square triangles and then made 2 at a time. But lately, I've really been gravitating toward just cutting the square, cutting it into 4 triangles. And you'll see this in the pattern when you look at the pattern directions. And then I've been sewing those 2 triangles together, sewing these 2 triangles together, and then making my quarter square triangle. And I've been doing it that way lately because I just noticed that the blocks have been coming out a little bit more accurately doing it that way. I know it does save time to use that other method with making the 2 half square triangles first. And we do have a video where I've shown that. You can go look at that. And as I said, I've done it that way for years, but I'm actually finding a little bit better accuracy using the traditional method. And so I've actually gone back to this. I still do make it oversized and trim it down. That's really helpful. And I am really careful not to stretch those triangles while I'm working with them. But again, I just feel like I'm just getting really accurate quarter square triangles by using this method. Same pressing back here. It's not as noticeable on the little twisted flipped corners on those. They're just so cute to have those little 4 patches. Okay, I also did go ahead this month and I got my last 3 blocks sewn into a row with the stashing pieces in between. And I did not decide to sew it to the top 2 rows yet. I'm just going to wait until I get my bottom 2 rows and sew those rows together and then sew the top half to the bottom half of the quilt. But we're getting super close to the end. Next month's block is going to be kind of unique. I will actually probably have 2 options for you in case the block that I have originally designed it might not appeal to some of our viewers. Let me just say, it might be a little more difficult. So I'm going to try to have a simplified version and then the original version next month. So stay tuned for that. And yes, I will have been getting questions already about the finishing instructions. We will have those available the day we share the December block, which will be the first Monday in December. I often have viewers who are making my block of the month quilt for a Christmas gift, and you will have plenty of time. I will share those finishing instructions on the same day that we share that December block. So thank you so much for sewing along and for sharing all of your progress in our Facebook group and on social media. Okay, so that's it for the October block of the month. Love a good Ohio star, love the low volume little accent that we put in there. And again, always check the pattern for your placement. This month it's going to be just like this. We have the patterns available from the description below, and do make sure that you've downloaded all of the previous patterns if you've kind of joined us late in the game. They are only available for free through the end of the year. So now that we're getting into October, I like to start reminding everyone to just, if you've just been downloading patterns and plan to sew this next year, just go ahead and check and make sure that you've got all of those patterns that you need. And we will see you in a month for the next block. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.